back to Red Right Return channel. Apologies, I haven't made one in a few months, just kind of really hasn't been a reason to. I live in a southern state, but you know, it still gets cold here. I don't have a wetsuit, so I don't spend a lot of time out on the Wave Runner. But anyway, getting into it, this one's about changing spark plugs. The reason why you change the oil and spark plugs in these things much more frequently than a car is because those RPMs are screaming at like 7,000, 8,000 RPMs. Your car did that for about 10 minutes, you'd probably blow the motor. But anyway, that burns down the viscosity of the oil much quicker, burns out the spark plugs much quicker. So I would recommend, my personal recommendation, changing your spark plugs every 20 hours, your oil every 5 to 10, and depending on how hard you ride the thing. So again, it's just to show you, if you don't want to spend the money, have your Wave Runner, jet ski, whatever you want to call it, PWC, sitting in a shop for weeks because they have a backlog. I'm going to give you all the parts. I'm going to show you all the tidbits on how to do the job. Gives you a little sense of pride because I do not like taking my vehicles or this Wave Runner I bought brand new anywhere because people use their impact ratchets and Rambo every screw with their impact ratchets for like 10 minutes. I do it myself, and I explain why in the video. Thanks for coming back. Pass this along to anybody else, any of the other maintenance videos I create. I'll make more. Thanks again. Semper Fi. Yeah. This is a coil pack. This is a coil pack. Here's your third coil pack. Your spark plugs sit underneath these, kind of like new vehicles now. And if you watch my other channel, Kinetic Energy 1085, you'll see that when I change the spark plugs on my 5-liter Coyote truck, my F-150, you'll see that process as well. So the first thing we need to do is basically disconnect these so you don't get zapped. So basically what I did my first time doing it on the Wave Runner, you're just pushing down on this tab, which is releasing it from this. It didn't take much effort. There's just kind of some oil on my fingers. See if we can do it with this one. All right, just do that for all 3 of them. Next step is to loosen the 2 bolts on each coil pack. The snug fit appears to be this, oh, that never works. 13/32. That appears to be the size. Got to put it on lefty-loosey. That doesn't take much. All right, so we're going to loosen up all the rest of these nuts. All your bolts are out. Set them in that footwell so you don't lose them. Here's your coil packs. Things to look for. Any oil on the coil pack. Oil in the cylinder well. This looks pretty healthy so far. Any signs of oil obviously means you have seals that are worn or valve cover gasket, etc. So first thing you're going to do is inspect your coil pack for any oil, any kind of burning. It looks very healthy. So does that cylinder well. There's your spark plug that we have already identified the socket for. Now I'm going to stick it in there and show you some really important things you do not want to mess with. These 2 extensions appear to be long enough. We're going to stick this in the cylinder well. Straight down until you feel it kind of go over the spark plug. Again, you're going to keep it on lefty-loosey. when you're taking a spark plug out, putting it back in, don't ever use an impact wrench. You just don't need to. You're gonna strip something, you're gonna crack a seal, you're gonna split a casing. You'll never be able to get it off, one thing or another. So we're gonna give it a little bit of a turn till it breaks free. Once you feel it break free, keep this straight. Cocking it on an angle is gonna make you cross thread something. I haven't thought about how I'm gonna get this spark plug out of here yet either, because this doesn't have the rubber boot on it. All right. It appears to be loose. I'm going to do a MacGyverism. I'll be right back. No need for a MacGyverism. I forgot what I did with the truck. Just use the boot. And there she is. Now we're going to inspect the spark plug. Something to look out for in a spark plug, kind of the same thing. You're looking for oil on the plug, any kind of signs of overheating, smell it. This doesn't look bad. That's just burnt right there. There's going to be a little bit of a oil residue right here, just from the combustion chamber. You see this little ring is still on here. So the gapping on all these was slightly under 0.32. They were kind of all over the map. These are the ones that came out, the original ones, anywhere from under, standard versus over. So it was under gapping and slightly right at the gapping. So I don't know, we're gonna see if the new ones function any better with the proper gapping. We're gonna put the plugs back in the same way we took them out. I really don't do dielectric grease, anti-seize, anything like that, because you're just not gonna torque these things in here. So I'm gonna set one in with the boot carefully. Easier to just drop it in. But now we're still gonna take that ratchet and we're gonna seat it in place. Again, when you're threading this in, do not have it cocked to the side. Keep it straight up and down. Tighten it by hand, no impacts. You are going to cross thread something, strip something, break something, even the porcelain on your spark plug. See, this is all I'm doing. Keeping it straight, threading in by hand until I feel it stop. It stopped. First, I'm going to inspect and make sure it's in there and straight. It is. Nothing looks cross-threaded. Put this on righty-tighty. We're going to give it a slight turn. That's all I want. That's tight enough. Repeat with the next three. Coil packs generally do not have their own cylinder, so you're going to stick each one back in. Obviously lining up the holes, put your screws back in, plug it back in.